Hi all, welcome to this Hertha Berlin FIFA 21 ratings prediction video. Hertha obviously were a mixed bag last season. Pre-lockdown weren't the best, they were even at times outside shoots for relegation, and then post-lockdown were very good and were one of the best teams after lockdown for stats. But regardless, lots of potential transfers are rumoured for the team, but if we can delve into this, see how they potentially could look for FIFA 21, my smash links would be much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, G is a legend. All the links are down below for close to the channel and social media links as always. Comment down below who you think will get an upgrade for Hertha, or a downgrade, or stay the same. It's not going to be necessarily easy, but I will obviously try my hardest and see where we go from here. So Hertha Berlin starting off in net with Jarstein. I'm keeping him as he is. I'm not convinced enough to upgrade him or downgrade him. Seems to be the number one still for now, but with Schwolow coming in as a transfer, there could be him facing competition, so it's worth keeping in mind. Defensively, Stark is likely to stay around the same. I don't see him getting an upgrade. It is worth knowing that they did finish 10th, so it's trying to factor in who's good, who's bad, and all that kind of indifference. It's not necessarily easy, I'm afraid, with the team, but I will try my hardest with it. If you can pronounce this name, you've done well, folks. Turanaga. I probably butchered that wrong. Syllables is it'll be like Turanaga. I've heard different pronunciations of it. Going from a 72 to a 75, seems to be getting a decent amount of game time last season and could be a key part of their defence next season. They're Boyata, ex-Celtic, Man City, and whoever else he's been at in his time. Looking like an upgrade is set for him. He bagged himself an inform and a man of the match, which helps his cause, and I still think he was going to go up 2 anyway. I feel seems realistic for him. The thing for him mostly is boosting that pace up. That is what he needs, is a pace improvement, and maybe might happen with a +2. It is worth knowing as well, he did get when his pace got boosted quite significantly through both special cards, quite significantly, so that is something to potentially consider that they may do if he does get an upgrade. Rekic, I'd imagine will stay the same. He could go down 1 due to like game time and so forth, but it's either way, I'm not convinced enough to kind of upgrade or downgrade, as it were. But it's a tricky one regardless. Tussar is a hard one because obviously he was bought in January, was sent back on loan to Lyon. Wasn't the best season for him at Lyon in general, but I still feel there's not enough to justify an upgrade or a downgrade, if I'm personally honest. He spent like £21 million or something on him, and I'm not convinced enough that he will be seeing an upgrade or a downgrade, if I'm honest. Skakabar, Argentine CDM, I don't bought from Stuttgart. I don't see him receiving upgrade or downgrade. I think it was injuries and game time for him was a big factor this season as well. Derrida, another one that could see a minor upgrade, going up 1, kind of one of the half decent options from last season. Always seems to be around like 76, 77 rated anyway. Lukebakio, if you remember his Footmas card, that was a lot of fun to kind of grind towards it. It was horribly overpriced, but he's had a very good season regardless. He was a base 75 and looking like going up to 78, maybe even 79. Would be deserved in honesty, and good goal return from him. Matheus Cunha, I'm upgrading 1. I'm not convinced enough to upgrade him more. Bought for a fair bit of money from I'm sure it was Leipzig. I'm trying to remember which team. I'm sure it was Leipzig because he had the League SBC card as well as the Winter Refresh card. So you had quite a lot of special cards to kind of like factor in with him, and that's kind of, even though those are non-performance related, they were at least fun cards, different points of the game, but realistically it's not exactly a card. As I said, in terms of actual performance, he is probably just realistically probably a +1 if anything. I think Piatek bought for big money as well from AC Milan. Obviously AC Milan paid good money for him in the first place. Not quite happened in Germany. We've downgraded him 2 as a result. He may only go down 1, or may not even get downgraded at all, but I think he'll go from a rare to a non-rare as a result. Schwolow, he is a recent transfer. He is 78 rated currently, and we're bumping up to an 81. He had a number of special cards, 2 informed as a man of the match. Played a big part in Freiburg, finishing 8th, and more than deserves a significant upgrade. Could even sneak into as an 82, but I feel convinced enough that 81 is more than fair. Then Planhart, keeping as he is, and not convinced enough to kind of upgrade or downgrade, despite kind of lack of game time and injuries on his part. Mittelstad is going from a silver to a gold, and there is even potential for him to experience a position change from left mid to left wing. Left mid to left back, even try that again, G. That might be on the cards for him. Piatek down 2 from a 74 to 72, just game time, lack of injuries and team performance going against him. Klunter, I have upgraded up 4. He's kind of played a lot of game time in at right back. Very, very impressive for what I've seen of him, and stats wise would kind of maybe suggest that. Fair play to him. Myers is probably going to stay the same. I was like, do you upgrade him, do you downgrade him? I think realistically it's going to stay the same, if I'm honest. I don't see enough to convince me otherwise. Dilderson, ignore the team of season moments card. You're going to try to base him on his season in general. He is 72 rated. I feel he would do enough now to go to a gold. It would almost then suggest that for the last couple of FIFAs, when he first came in, he was a bronze in FIFA 19, got upgraded to silver for FIFA 20. Looks like he's going to do just enough to maybe sneak in as a gold this FIFA. Dudell was on loan at Norwich, and sadly didn't do enough to help keep them up, and we're downgrading him at least 1. I'm going to at the moment. As I say, don't be surprised if I don't see him going more than 2. I feel 2 is realistic. I remember when Duda had that season a couple of years ago. First half season was like one of the best players in the league, out with like the big teams, and it's just kind of fizzled out, as it were, which is a bit of a shame, but is what it is. Like a downgrade of 3, just game time, injuries, team variables and all that. It's a big reason. I think also there's talk of getting transferred as well, if he's not done so by now. Kopka even keeping him as he is, and then like other subs and reserves that are kind of in the team, like Kovic and Redan, just keeping as they are. I think the biggest factor is with them is it's like who's actually still in the team, who's not in the team, because a lot of the youngsters and other options, some of them are like either been on loan to other teams within the league, and also if some of them are actually even still part of the club. So it's worth keeping that in mind as well. There are possibly some of the silvers I may have missed. I know for some of the goals like Schedule Bread, he's now in Norway at Rosenborg. Grujic is back at Liverpool. Bisovic is retired, I believe. Kalu's left, I believe. So you've got, and obviously Davy Selke is now at Hertha Bremen. So you've got quite a few variables to obviously factor in. Kraft and Wolf. I think Kraft is retired and Wolf is obviously back at Dortmund. So as I said, and there's still rumoured to be a number of transfers still planned for Hertha Berlin, so I expect a number of changes to potentially happen in due course. So this team could experience a number of changes. It would possibly benefit it, but also time will tell, of course, if that happens, because personally the improvements is needed in strike force, if I was to be honest. Midfield and strike force, but we'll see what happens though. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Hertha's ratings, if they're good, bad or indifferent. As always folks, sub to channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, G's Legend, and I'll catch you all later.